Welcome back. Today we will learn about the issue surrounding Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree's extraordinary journey toward parenthood, as Salem witnesses a remarkable transformation in their lives following recent dramatic courtroom revelations and life-changing opportunities. Johnny DiMera's academic renaissance, from courtroom drama to Salem University professor. The winds of change are sweeping through Salem as Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, embarks on an unexpected academic adventure that promises to reshape his entire future. Following the shocking conclusion of his attempted murder trial, where charges were dramatically dropped after Kristen DiMera's explosive courtroom confession to protect young Rachel Black, Johnny finds himself presented with a golden opportunity that could define his professional trajectory. Salem University has extended a prestigious offer for Johnny to join their faculty as an adjunct professor, specializing in filmmaking and media studies. This unexpected career pivot comes at a crucial moment when Johnny desperately needs to rebuild his reputation and distance himself from the toxic legacy of his father, E.J. DiMera. The timing couldn't be more perfect, as Johnny seeks to establish his own identity separate from the DiMera family's controversial history that has haunted him throughout the trial proceedings. Chanel Dupree DiMera has emerged as Johnny's strongest supporter in this academic endeavor, enthusiastically encouraging her husband to embrace this new chapter. She playfully jokes about Professor DiMera having an appealing ring to it, though she remains blissfully unaware of the potential complications that could arise from Johnny's new position on campus. The role represents more than just a job opportunity. It symbolizes Johnny's chance at redemption and his ability to create something meaningful beyond the shadow of his family's criminal enterprises. The Tesoro adoption saga, a complex web of hope and heartbreak. At the heart of Salem's most compelling family drama lies baby Tesoro, whose very name meaning, treasure, reflects the precious hope he represents to multiple families desperately seeking completeness. Currently residing with temporary foster parents Javi Hernandez and Leo Stark, this innocent child has become the focal point of an intricate adoption storyline that threatens to upend multiple lives across Salem. The bureaucratic reality facing Javi and Leo presents significant obstacles to their dreams of permanent parenthood. Despite their genuine love and care for baby Tesoro, their unmarried status, lack of property ownership, and relatively brief relationship history create substantial barriers to adoption approval. The system demands stability and traditional markers of success that the couple simply cannot provide at this crucial juncture in their lives. Meanwhile, the biological parents, Sophia Choi and Tate Black, remain trapped in their own complicated circumstances. Sophia's initial decision to abandon the baby at a fire station stemmed from fear and desperation, but as time passes, the weight of her choice continues to burden her young shoulders. The ticking clock of legal deadlines adds pressure to an already emotionally charged situation, as the window for parental rights reconsideration gradually narrows with each passing day. Chanel's maternal dreams, medical realities and emotional struggles. Dr. Sarah Horton's latest medical consultation with Chanel delivered devastating news that continues to shape the couple's family planning decisions. The test results confirmed what both Chanel and Johnny have been reluctant to fully accept. Natural pregnancy remains medically impossible for Chanel, making adoption their only viable path to parenthood. This harsh reality has tested Chanel's emotional resilience and forced the couple to confront alternative routes to building their dream family. The emotional toll of repeated disappointments has been particularly challenging for Chanel, who has experienced the devastating loss of pregnancy not once, but twice in recent years. Each setback has strengthened her resolve while simultaneously deepening her vulnerability. The actress Raven Bowens has masterfully portrayed Chanel's journey from supportive wife to protective mother figure, even when faced with the prospect of losing another chance at motherhood due to Johnny's previous hesitations. Chanel's unwavering determination to become a mother has created both strength and tension within her marriage. Her protective instincts emerge whenever obstacles threaten their family plans, transforming her from patient partner to fierce advocate for their shared dreams. This maternal drive has become a defining characteristic that influences every major decision the couple faces regarding their future together. Brady Black and Sarah Horton, the investigative forces behind truth. The interconnected web of Salem relationships has positioned Brady Black and Dr. Sarah Horton as unlikely detectives in unraveling the mystery surrounding baby Tesoro's true parentage. Brady's grandfather instincts and growing closeness to Sarah have created a powerful alliance dedicated to uncovering the truth about his grandson's fate. Their combined efforts represent a formidable challenge to the deceptive schemes orchestrated by Sophia and attorney Melinda Trask. Sarah's medical expertise proved invaluable when she discovered discrepancies in Sophia's medical records, specifically noting that the baby's gender was listed as male rather than the claimed female. This crucial detail served as the first concrete evidence that Sophia's adoption story contained deliberate falsehoods designed to mislead potential adoptive families and obscure the baby's true identity from his biological father, Tate. The pressure campaign initiated by Brady and Sarah has begun yielding results, as Sophia struggles to maintain her fabricated narrative under increasing scrutiny. Their persistence reflects the deep family bonds that drive Salem residents to protect their loved ones, even when faced with complex legal and ethical dilemmas. The truth they seek could potentially reshape multiple families and determine baby Tesoro's ultimate destiny. Johnny's internal transformation, from trauma to triumph. The revelation of his own traumatic conception as a product of rape has profoundly impacted Johnny's perspective on fatherhood and his worthiness as a potential parent. This devastating knowledge initially paralyzed his ability to move forward with adoption plans, leaving Chanel heartbroken and their marriage strained. However, the resolution of his legal troubles and the opportunity to establish his professional identity may serve as catalysts for emotional healing and personal growth. Johnny's journey toward accepting his readiness for fatherhood represents a complex psychological evolution that extends far beyond simple decision-making. The young man who once held his father at gunpoint, unable to pull the trigger despite his rage, has demonstrated both his capacity for restraint and his fundamental moral compass. These qualities suggest he possesses the emotional maturity necessary for responsible parenthood, despite his fears about inherited DiMera tendencies. The trial's conclusion and Kristen's confession have provided Johnny with an unexpected form of closure that may finally allow him to separate his own identity from his father's destructive legacy. This psychological liberation could prove essential in overcoming his adoption hesitations and embracing the family future that Chanel desperately desires to share with him. The adoption decision, timing, circumstances, and destiny. As autumn approaches in Salem, the convergence of multiple storylines creates the perfect storm for a life-changing adoption decision that could fulfill Johnny and Chanel's deepest desires. The approaching deadline for Sophia's parental rights decision coincides with Johnny's newfound stability and professional prospects, suggesting that timing may finally favor the young couple's family ambitions. Several potential scenarios could facilitate the adoption, each carrying unique implications for all parties involved. The most straightforward path involves the standard adoption process through the state system, where Johnny and Chanel's improved circumstances and genuine desire for parenthood could position them as ideal candidates. Alternatively, a more complex arrangement might emerge if Tate discovers the truth about his son and approaches his cousin Johnny directly, requesting that the couple provide a loving home while allowing him to maintain some connection to his biological child. The emotional resolution of this storyline promises to address themes of redemption, forgiveness, and the true meaning of family that resonate throughout Salem's interconnected community. Johnny's evolution from troubled young man to devoted husband and potential father represents hope for breaking destructive family cycles and creating new traditions based on love rather than manipulation or power. This developing adoption drama encompasses the very essence of what makes Days of Our Lives compelling. The intersection of personal growth, family dynamics, and the enduring power of love to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. As Johnny and Chanel navigate this crucial chapter in their lives, Salem residents and viewers alike await the resolution that could finally bring peace and joy to a couple who has endured more than their share of heartbreak and disappointment in their quest to build a family together. Today's episode, airing Monday, September 1, 2025, takes us right into the heart of Salem with an emotional mix of family, friendship, and the struggles of young people learning how to cope with life's hardest lessons. The stories we follow today remind us that no matter how different each generation may seem, the challenges of love, loss, and finding one's place in the world are timeless. Chad and Thomas, a lesson in patience. We begin in Horton Square, where Chad DiMera is out shopping for school supplies with his son, Thomas. What should have been a simple father-son outing takes on deeper meaning when Thomas shares his troubled heart. He tells Chad that he recently argued with Rachel at the pool. Thomas, with all the good intentions of a young boy, thought he was offering comfort when he told Rachel her mother wasn't truly gone forever. But instead of feeling better, Rachel only grew more upset. Thomas doesn't understand what he did wrong. After all, he only wanted to help. Here, Chad steps into his role not just as a father, but as a guide. With quiet wisdom, Chad explains that Rachel is facing overwhelming emotions right now. Losing a parent, even temporarily, can stir feelings that are too powerful for a child to easily express. Chad tells Thomas that patience and kindness are the best gifts he can give Rachel in this moment. Sometimes, Chad says, true comfort is not about words, but about simply being there. This touching exchange highlights one of the show's enduring themes. That family, love, and understanding require more than quick fixes, they require patience, empathy, and strength. Marlena and Rachel, finding comfort in small gestures. Later in the day, Marlena Evans, ever the loving grandmother and steady presence in Salem, takes Rachel shopping. It's a simple outing meant to brighten Rachel's mood, but it's clear that Rachel is weighed down by her grief and confusion. After their shopping trip, Marlena brings Rachel to visit Tate, who is working behind the bar. Rachel's sadness is palpable, and Marlena's concern grows. But then Tate steps in with an idea. With boyish charm, he surprises Rachel with a hot fudge sundae, a treat meant to lift her spirits. Rachel eats it all, and while the sweetness brings her a small moment of relief, her unhappiness lingers. Seeing this, Tate doesn't give up. Instead, he offers her something else, a promise of adventure. He tells Rachel that once his shift ends, he's planning to go out, and if she wants to come along, she can join him. For the first time that day, Rachel's eyes brighten. The prospect of an adventure, no matter how small, gives her something to look forward to. Rachel rushes off to wash her hands, leaving Marlena alone with Tate. This quiet moment becomes unexpectedly meaningful. Marlena compliments Tate on his kindness toward Rachel, recognizing the maturity it takes for a young man to step outside of his own problems and support someone else. Tate opens up to her in return. He admits that he understands Rachel's pain because he, too, knows what it feels like to have parents behind bars. Marlena, ever the voice of encouragement, assures him that his compassion is proof of how much he has grown. Tate's confession, a father's longing. The conversation deepens. Tate admits to Marlena that he carries regrets about his past. Particularly his involvement with Sophia, which brought him nothing but trouble. His voice softens when he speaks about the daughter he longs for. He tells Marlena that not a day goes by without him thinking of his little girl. He wishes he could hold her, protect her, and be the father she deserves. Marlena listens with her trademark calm and grace. She tells Tate that his feelings are normal and that they are proof of his love. She reminds him that fatherhood is not just about biology, it is about care, responsibility, and love. Marlena's words bring Tate a measure of comfort, reassuring him that one day, he will have the chance to show his daughter the kind of father he truly wants to be. Old friends and new beginnings. Later, Tate and Rachel cross paths with Aaron, a friend who brings a different kind of lightness into the day. Rachel, still struggling with her own emotions, drifts off to see Felicity, who is a little older and further along in her school journey than Thomas. This gives Tate and Aaron a chance to reconnect. The reunion between Tate and Aaron is warm and genuine. They quickly begin to reminisce, and before long, their conversation turns toward the challenges they've faced. Adoption, parenthood, and the uncertainty of the future are all topics on the table. For two young men, these are heavy subjects, but Salem has always been a place where even the youngest characters must grow up quickly. From there, their talk shifts to brighter topics, including their upcoming time at Salem College. The two friends discuss rooming together, an arrangement that excites them both. There is something hopeful in their plans, a sense of moving forward, of finding stability and friendship even amidst the struggles of their past. Eventually, the group of friends meets up with others, reminding us that even in times of heartache, community and companionship are what carry us through. Reflections on the episode. Today's episode of Days of Our Lives was filled with heartfelt lessons and quiet, emotional drama. From Chad's gentle guidance to Thomas, to Marlena's wise and compassionate counsel for Tate, we are reminded that every generation faces challenges, but with love and patience, those burdens can be shared. Rachel's struggles reflect the timeless pain of loss, while Tate's journey shows us that even in youth, the responsibilities of parenthood and family can weigh heavily on the heart. Aaron's return brings hope and excitement for the future, as friendships and new beginnings offer a pathway forward. In Salem, the stories are never just about individual characters, they are about the ties that bind families and friends together. Whether it's a father teaching his son about empathy, or a grandmother guiding a young man through his regrets, today's episode reminds us of the importance of listening, understanding, and walking alongside one another in times of struggle. As viewers, especially those of us who have lived through many decades of change, these stories touch something familiar in our own lives. They remind us of our first loves, our hardest losses, and the people who stood by us through it all.